Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be making this tabletop solar lantern. You can use any material you want, but in the patriotic theme, I did mine for the 4th of July. So we'll pick up a solar stake light from the Dollar Tree. This jar I already had on hand. I got these flag napkins from Dollar Tree, and then this Mod Podge I used outdoor, but I think you could use any. I picked that up at the hardware store. So we'll just start off by taking off the lid. I used the tumbling tower blocks from the Dollar Tree, just so I didn't drill through the top of it. So it's a stopper so I don't hit my table there. And then I grab out my tin snips, and I'm just going to snip around the top. We just want it to be the width of the stake, the plastic, not the stake, the light. So we want the light to be able to slip in to that area. But I am going to fold over because we don't want these sharp edges. So pull off that. And it's not going to fit yet, but that's fine because we want to be able to fold over and not have those sharp edges. So I just grab my pliers and I just start bending it over. And we go all the way around. And then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to press it all down. And that little tab, this breaks off so easy. So just grab and twist and it's gone. Now you don't have to worry about getting this hole like perfectly straight because your lantern top, the solar light, is going to cover that up. You're not even going to see it. So just making sure that that's going to fit in there. Snug fit is fine. And it fits in perfectly. Don't forget to remove that tab because you're going to glue this down here in a second. So just remove that, and we're going to use E6000 glue to glue it on. There might be another glue that you know that works better. I was thinking about using like epoxy on it. I wonder if the Dollar Tree epoxy would work for this. But I went with E6000. I had it on hand and it seemed like the best thing to use for this project. So we're just going to press it on there, push it all the way down, make sure we get even pressure. And then we're going to set that off to the side to dry. So now we're going to cut our napkin in half. Make sure you cut down to where both the flags are up in the up direction. And this is a 2-ply napkin, so make sure you remove the white backing on the other side because you want this to be as translucent as possible when we're done here. Another creator I seen, they recommended using tape to put on the backing to remove it. I didn't do that here. I did try it on other ones and it does work pretty good. So we're just going to lay our glass over and then we're going to start putting the Mod Podge on. I kind of just did it sections at a time because I wanted to be able to have time to keep it as smooth as possible. So I didn't cover the whole jar with Mod Podge. I do recommend using maybe a little heavier amount than I did here, because you want this napkin to like soak up the Mod Podge and turn as translucent as possible, to get as wet as possible so it turns translucent. Mine turned out fine, but I just recommend just go a little heavy so you don't. I made several of these, and one of them I didn't put enough on, and there was some white spots. I had to tear it off and redo my whole lantern. So just trying to get this as flat as possible to start off, and then straight. We want it straight so that it ends up on the other side of the jar, you know, not crooked. So just adding more Mod Podge, and we'll work our way all the way around. And at the top, because there's a curve in the jar, we want to cut down a little triangle right at the top of it. And got to get rid of some of that excess material so that it will fit in together. And just smoothing everything out here. Now these little cuts at the top of it, I do about every 1.5 to 2 inches. And you just continue that all the way around the jar. And like I said, you can make this lantern with any design you want. You can find other napkins with other designs, or you could get tissue paper. Tissue paper works just as well. Now right here, you can see I did ripped it just a little bit trying to pull it down. But because that Mod Podge is going to stick it down, I was able to just press it right in place. And when you get to the end, you're going to have a little bit of an extra on the napkin. So we can just use our scissors. I just didn't press it down. And just use your scissors and cut off that extra. Now we're going to set that off to the side and let it dry for 20 minutes. And I already did that, and here it is all dry. I'm just using a piece of sandpaper to get off the extra where overhung on the bottom. So I want it to go right to the bottom of the jar there. And this sands off so easily. So just working my way all the way around with the sandpaper. You can see I'm already almost to the end here. Now the top, I thought about using sandpaper, and then I was like, no, that's not going to work. So I just grabbed my X-Acto knife and kind of cut a strip around the top, went around the whole thing, and it peeled right off. Maybe use like a fingernail or something to peel it up, but yeah, it just cut right down. Make sure you wait until it's dry to do any of this, because once it's dry, it's easier to work with. If you try to do it when it's still wet, you're going to end up tearing it and you'll be pretty upset. So here's where I'm just using my fingernail and pulling it up. And like I said, it just comes off so easily. So here we're going to put on our second round of Mod Podge. I started up here at the top. I wanted to get a good amount up there just to seal, so I didn't want any weather getting under. And then we're just going to put one coat over the top. I didn't do several coats or anything like that. I just did one coat. And I did seal the bottom of mine just so no weather would get in there. But I don't think you have to do this. And there it is, the next day all finished. All I had to do was spray paint the top cap. And there it is out on my picnic table at night. Now if you enjoyed this DIY, don't forget to watch my channel for other uploads here at Emily Does It. Thanks for watching.